A new clip from the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 movie was just revealed at San Diego Comic-Con, and the footage from the clip itself was accidentally leaked online after the event ended. But there's a lot more information about the movie that was shared at Comic-Con that you aren't aware of, including Jeremy Fitzgerald's character being confirmed and revealed, new looks at the animatronics, office footage, FNAF 3 movie updates, and Jeremy possibly being Michael Afton, and a lot more. But it all started earlier on the night of Thursday when Comic-Con was holding a panel for Five Nights at Freddy's 2, where originally they were going to show the FNAF 2 trailer. But unfortunately for them, one of the cinemas showcased the trailer a night early, causing the video to get leaked online, which prompted Universal to release the trailer early that next morning. But that's when Blumhouse decided just before the event that they would instead showcase a clip of the movie, which I'll get into in a minute. But first, we must follow the chronological order of events, because as the panel was ready, Jason Blum posted a clip just before it began.
Hi everybody, I am on my way to Comic-Con. It's very exciting. I'm in the bowels of the convention center. I'm about to discuss Five Nights at Freddy's 2.
In a few minutes afterward, he took to the stage where we could see him walking up, greeting all the fans who are attending. And shortly afterward, the actors and actresses soon followed, where they were introduced one by one.
Taylor Briones, Theater Spring, Piper Rubio,
Now, after this, the panel wasn't really being filmed or live streamed, so we waited as new trickles of information came out and short clips of the actors were posted. Where later into the panel, Skeet Ulrich was confirmed for the film as he took to his seat alongside the rest of the crew. However, when asked what role he'd be playing, he had a pretty interesting response.
I think they want to get confirmation on who exactly you are playing. There's been a lot of speculation. Can you confirm who are you playing in this movie?
I cannot. I wish I could, but I was told I cannot. I will say I play somebody with a very particular and specific past, and somebody who has a deep emotional tie to what's going on. Other than that, I am not really allowed to say.
Well, despite Skeet not being able to confirm his role, we all know from previous leaks now that he will in fact be playing Henry Emily. And we even had small updates regarding the Five Nights at Freddy's 3, where Jason Blum shared how if enough people go to see FNAF 2, the possibilities for FNAF 3 are very likely. We even had more information for the third film, thanks to Matthew Lillard, who wasn't able to attend the event unfortunately, but left a video note revealing some FNAF 3 plot details.
Hi everyone. Hi, it's me. It's Matthew Lillard. First of all, sadly I am not with you I'm up in Vancouver shooting, but you're in Hall H. Thank you for having me as your Wham Afton. I know how much this character means to the fan base, and I have been embraced and loved in so many ways. Third movie. But Wham Afton is gonna destroy Mike. And it's gonna be cinematic magic. So hopefully you guys go see the film.
But in the clip, he basically mentions how once they make FNAF 3, his character William Afton will definitely try and kill Mike Schmidt, which I find to be pretty hilarious. Next, there was a video shared by McKenna Grace, whose character was featured during the new FNAF 2 trailer, where she was in the FNAF 2 movie's office on set of the movie. And in the video, she does that one Burger King employee meme dance, but in the background, you can see a different angle of the office, which includes a map of the pizzeria, which we actually saw in higher quality from a set photo that was shared on the official Getty Images website. But we can also spot a monitor, as well as a bunch of books in the bottom part of the desk, as well as the classic checkered board pattern on the walls. And when the camera pans down, we can see the same pattern across the entirety of the floor. This new angle of the office was pretty neat, but there was a way bigger reveal during the presentation for FNAF 2 at Comic-Con, because at the very end of the panel, just before they wrapped things up, they had one special video to show the audience. And as the lights dimmed, the audience was given a new look at a clipped scene from the movie, which isn't allowed to be publicly shown, but we can listen to the audio and get basic understanding of what's going on in the clip, because as the scene begins, we see three members of the group that we saw in the trailer. As they walk up to the pizzeria, they're greeted with our character that Freddy Carter will be playing. Now we know this is Freddy Carter thanks to the trailer footage, where we can see him walking around with the group. But also, there was an article by Deadline that states, fans have speculated that Carter will be playing Jeremy Fitzgerald, who is the former security guard from the second game. Well, in the clip, Carter's character is an eerie security guard dude who gives a tour to the ghost hunter gang of the animatronic characters, including the toys in the puppet and the pizzeria place. Well, if we match their description with the actual video footage we reviewed, it seems to match up, as the video shows Jeremy wearing a badge, signifying that he is in fact a security guard. So it seems so far that the characters were given permission to record footage thanks to Jeremy, who is the security of the specific pizzeria location. But as we continue into the clip, they walk underneath the arches of the pizzeria's entrance, as the doors slam behind them and Jeremy says,
"Welcome to Freddy's."
McKenna McKenna's character responds with,
You're cool for record everything?
Jeremy then agrees pretty quickly, saying, of course, that's why you're here, isn't it? As he gives the most diabolical rock eyebrow raise I've ever seen into the camera. We then see Tio Biron's character, which actually had its name confirmed at the Comic-Con event, named Alec. As he walks up to the pizzeria's riverboat ride, he acts surprised, saying,
No way!
and Jeremy Fitzgerald slowly creeps up behind him as he mentions how this pizzeria had a lot of unique features. And McKenna then says,
Like the marionette.
and there's a moment of silence for a second as Jeremy slowly freezes and smiles eerily, and turns his head to the right and says,
You did your homework.
as he creepily smiles at her. They both then look at the marionette poster that we see in the office from the trailer, but it was positioned closer to the entrance of the pizzeria. And then Jeremy says,
Yeah, the marionette truly was one of a kind.
Alex then interrupts their conversation, asking,
What's the marionette?
McKenna then explains how the marionette could come out from underneath the trapdoor on the stage, similar to how we see the box was underneath the stage, with lots of shots of Vanessa during the new trailer. She mentions how the puppet could direct the animatronics during performances, but before completely finishing her sentence, Jeremy cuts her off, saying,
That's right, they never made another one.
in a moment of slight silence continues before he asks,
Shall we?
and each of them begin to walk over the bridge that crosses the river, and one of the characters points a flashlight into the cave, showcasing all the miniature puppets that lurk in them. As McKenna walks towards the stage, she points her flashlight over the animatronics one by one, giving us a clear view of the toy animatronics covered in their wrapping, similar to the shot from the trailer. As Jeremy helps push back the curtains that were covering the pizzeria's stage, McKenna stares intently at the animatronics for a moment while saying,
Wow.
and walking onto the trapdoor of the stage. Alex then says they look brand new, which is pretty accurate thanks to the covering that's been on them for years, keeping their condition pretty neat and tidy. As we see a panning shot of them all as Jeremy introduces their names one by one. McKenna then asks,
What about Foxy?
as Jeremy replies with,
Foxy was involved in a failed, take apart, put back together attraction and was never quite the same again.
but as he finishes his sentence, music box music can be heard coming from what I believe is McKenna's headset. As she slowly takes them off, the music stops. So perhaps the puppet is using some sort of paranormal wavelengths to distribute the noise throughout her headset. She then ends the clip with her final question,
You guys hear that?
and the video fades to black. The panel then ends with the showrunners thanking everyone for attending, and the FNAF 2 panel at Comic-Con officially comes to a close. But that's not exactly the end of the story, because what if I told you that Freddy Carter wasn't just playing one character, but two? Let me explain. So about 6 months ago, before any of these trailers had released, a source of mine messaged me and let me know that Freddy Carter was actually cast, and I quote, lead role in the film. Now at first, I was a bit skeptical as there wasn't any real way of proving it, but that wasn't until the kid actor for Golden Freddy from the first movie posted a story onto his Instagram from the set of the FNAF 2 movie, with some of them just being generic photos, but one of them accidentally confirming Freddy Carter's involvement in the movie, as he was spotted further back into the photo getting his hair done. Now with this confirmation, and using the new information we gathered from Comic-Con, we know that Freddy is playing Jeremy Fitzgerald, as he has already been speculated for months now anyway. But what we can't confirm from this new leaked scene is how he's a lead role, because the previous leaks I mentioned stated he would be. But what if I told you we could? Because typically with roles that have big involvement in the story of the movie, they will have some sort of stunt double, who does all the stunt work they aren't able to do, such as flying through the air, jumping and rolling, things like that. Well, if we go into the 5 Nights at Freddy's 2 IMDb page, we can see clearly that Freddy Carter actually has a stunt double already, by someone with the name of Silas Borley. Now this is some pretty compelling evidence to suggest that his role is a lot bigger than people think, quite possibly the biggest twist of the movie. But what if I told you we can actually see Jeremy Fitzgerald way back in our first teaser trailer for the FNAF 2 movie, all the way back in April of this year? Because looking back at the trailer and skipping to the 33-second mark, we can see a shot of William Afton standing down the hallway menacingly staring at the camera. But what some keen-eye individuals may have noticed is that on the very far-hand side of the screen, you can spot inside of William's house is a family portrait. But when brightened, it's what looks to be a younger man, somebody similar to Freddy Carter, aka Jeremy Fitzgerald. Now, why would Jeremy be part of a family portrait of the Afton family? Because Jeremy Fitzgerald is actually Michael Afton. Don't believe me? But what if we look back at the behind-the-scenes images from the teaser trailer and zoom into the very far left? Because this shot is from the Afton house as well. And what photo do we see on the desk? A picture of a boy. Now, who else could this possibly be if not Michael Afton? But the evidence doesn't stop there, because if we go back to the leaked scene, and at a specific part of the clip, when the light shines perfectly onto Jeremy's shirt, we can see none other than a purple shirt underneath. Now, what other characters from this franchise is known to be wearing a purple shirt and also has hundreds upon hundreds of fan interpretations involving a purple shirt, and also an entirely dedicated wall to Mike involving purple shirts from the first movies behind the scenes? That's right, Michael Afton. And not to mention he becomes a living, breathing purple corpse in the games, but you know. I'd love to hear your theories in the comments below, but don't forget to subscribe.